Once upon a time, in a cozy little home nestled at the edge of a great big forest, lived a mother pig with her three adorable little piglets. As the days grew shorter and the air crisper, the mother pig knew it was time for her children to go out into the world and build their own homes. She gathered them close, her heart filled with both pride and a touch of sadness. "My dears," she said softly, "you are all grown up now. It's time for you to seek your fortunes and build your own houses. But remember, whatever you do, do it with all your might, for the big bad wolf roams these woods, and you must be safe." With their mother's loving words echoing in their hearts, the three little pigs packed their small bags, kissed their mother goodbye, and set off on their grand adventure. They walked and they walked, their little trotters carrying them deeper into the world. The first little pig was a cheerful fellow who loved to play and sing more than anything else. He didn't want to spend too much time on hard work. As he trotted along, he met a man carrying a bundle of straw. "What a wonderful idea," he thought. "A house of straw will be so quick to build. I'll have plenty of time left to play." So he politely asked the man, "Excuse me, sir, could I please have some of that straw to build my house?" The man, seeing the piglet's enthusiasm, gladly gave him a large bundle. In no time at all, the first little pig had built himself a cozy, if not very sturdy, house of straw. He danced round his new home, singing a happy tune, completely satisfied with his quick work. The second little pig was a bit more practical than his brother, but he was also quite eager to finish his work and relax. Soon, he came across a man with a cart full of sticks. The second pig pondered. "A house of sticks seems stronger than straw, and it still won't take too long to build." He approached the man and asked, "Kind sir, would you be willing to part with some of those sticks? I'd like to build a house." The man agreed, and the second little pig set to work. He hammered and he tied, and before long, he had a neat little house made of sticks. It looked a bit more solid than the straw house, and he felt quite proud. He waved to his brother in the straw house and settled in for a nice, long nap. Now, the third little pig was the most thoughtful and hard-working of the three. He remembered his mother's warning about the big bad wolf and knew that safety was the most important thing. He walked past the fields of straw and the piles of sticks, determined to find the best material for his home. Finally, he saw a man with a heavy load of bricks. His eyes lit up. "This is it," he declared. "A house of bricks will be strong and safe. It will take a lot of work, but it will be worth it." He went up to the man and said, "Sir, may I please buy some of your bricks to build my house?" The man was impressed by the little pig's serious expression and sold him a large stack of sturdy red bricks. The third little pig worked day and night. He mixed mortar, he laid each brick carefully, and he built a strong chimney and a heavy oak door. His brothers would often visit, teasing him for working so hard. "Why are you working all day?" they'd call out. "Come and play with us." But the third little pig just shook his head and kept on building. "I'm building a house that will keep me safe," he'd reply. "You should do the same." Finally, after much effort, his beautiful, strong brick house was complete. He lit a warm fire in the fireplace and sat down, feeling secure and very, very proud. It wasn't long before the big bad wolf came prowling through the woods. He was big, he was bad, and he was very, very hungry. His sharp eyes soon spotted the little straw house. He licked his lips and knocked on the door. Little pig, let me come in." He growled in his deepest, scariest voice. The first little pig peeked through a gap in the straw, his heart pounding with fear. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," he squeaked. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," roared the wolf. And he huffed, and he puffed, and with one mighty breath, he blew the straw house all to pieces. The first little pig squealed in terror and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him, all the way to his brother's house of sticks. The wolf, even hungrier now, followed the scent right to the stick house. He saw the two terrified pigs inside and knocked on the door. Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair of our chinny chin-chins." They both cried out from behind the wobbly door. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," the wolf bellowed. He took a deep breath, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the stick house down with a great crash. The two little pigs scrambled from the wreckage and ran for their lives, heading straight for their brother's brick house. They burst through the heavy oak door just as the wolf was catching up. "Quick, lock it," shouted the third little pig. He slammed the door shut and turned the strong bolt. The three brothers huddled together, listening to the wolf's angry footsteps outside. The wolf, furious and ravenous, arrived at the brick house. It looked very strong, but he was confident. Little pigs, let me come in," he snarled. From inside, the third little pig called out bravely, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." The wolf screamed, angrier than ever. He huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed and puffed again. But the brick house didn't move. Not a single brick even wiggled. The wolf was out of breath and utterly bewildered. This had never happened before. But the wolf was clever. He decided to try a trick. He called out in a friendly voice, "Little pig, I know where there's a nice field of turnips." The third little pig, wise to the wolf's ways, replied, "Where in Mr. Smith's field? I'll come for you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, and we can go together." But the little pig was even cleverer. He woke up at 5 o'clock, went to the field, gathered a pot full of turnips, and was back home, cooking them for breakfast, long before the wolf arrived. When the wolf knocked at 6, the pig called out, "I've already been and come back, and I have a lovely pot of boiled turnips for my breakfast." The wolf was furious. He tried another trick. "Little pig," he said, "I know of a wonderful apple tree down at Merry Garden. I'll meet you there at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning," the pig replied sweetly. But again, the pig went an hour earlier. Just as he was climbing down the tree with a basket of apples, he saw the wolf coming. The pig was frightened, but he thought fast. He threw an apple as far as he could. While the wolf was chasing it, the little pig jumped down and ran home, locking the door behind him. The wolf was enraged. He had been outsmarted twice. He climbed onto the roof of the brick house, planning to slide down the chimney. But the third little pig heard the scratching on the roof. He quickly put a big pot of water on the fire to boil. Just as the wolf came sliding down the chimney, the pig took off the lid, splash. The wolf fell right into the pot of boiling water. He leaped out with a terrible yelp, shot back up the chimney, and ran away as fast as he could, never to be seen in that part of the woods again. The three little pigs were finally safe. From that day on, the first two pigs learned their lesson. They built their own strong brick houses right next to their brothers, and they all lived happily and safely ever after. And they never forgot that doing a job right is always the best way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.